Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I want to say all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you brothers throughout the four corners of the earth, teaching the truth in righteousness and sincerity. To you Israelite foreigners, come back home to the truth. To those that passed away serving the Lord, the dead in Yahweh Shai shall arise first. All right, you brothers out there that know me, know I'm deep into history. I want to pull out this book, The Lost 10 Tribes of Israel Found by Stephen M. Collins. All right, this is a very good history book. Last time I checked, it was maybe about 20-25 bucks on Amazon. If it's available, try to get it. All right, because this is a very profound historical document. All right, very profound book. A lot of information. A lot of information. You know, you're looking to prove pretty much anything. Well, not anything, but you know, this book, The Lost 10 Tribes. I don't know if I said 12 tribes, but The Lost 10 Tribes of Israel Found. I'm looking for it right now on Amazon. Here we go. Oh shit. Never fucking mind. It's $89.99. Well, I got this book when it was $25. This is actually one of the two books that I actually got for Elder Bonloya. Even though I don't know how his copy is, but mine is all beat up, you know. But it's a lot of information on this book. Two main things that it proves is that the so-called Hispanics, the natives of North, Central, and South America, are Israelites. Another thing that it proves is that, you know, during the Syrian captivity, we didn't just come here to America. We went and populated different parts of the Eastern Hemisphere as well. You know, Africa. We went to Africa. We went to Europe, different parts of Europe. And I'm not going to go so much into that last part because it's not relevant to the topic I'm teaching now. But when I go into teaching how the ancestors of the original Europeans after Japhet, you know, different parts of Europe, different so-called European tribes was actually so-called black people. You know, this book proves that too. And this book got a lot of fucking bones in it, man. This book actually tells you that the people of Denmark now are Jake. And I'm sure that there's Jakes, you know, not just Denmark. I'm talking about different European nations. This book actually tries to go into certain shit. It's got bones in it. But anyway, without further ado, all right, one thing that you have to understand when you go into history is that the Phoenicians were Hebrews, right? Now I want to go start with page 6. It says, the first notes, the words most commonly in use, the particles, the pronouns, the forms of the verb, the principal inflections, and we may add the numerals in Phoenician are identical or nearly identical with pure Hebrew. All right, it says the Bible confirms the close relationship between the two languages by recording that when the Israelite prophet Elijah stayed with a Phoenician widow, Zarephath, a Sidonian suburb, they had no difficulty whatsoever in communicating. The alphabets of the two languages were strikingly similar as well. The 19th century British historian George Rawlinson explained the similarities between Phoenician and Hebrew as follows. The Phoenicians spoke a Semitic tongue very closely allied to the Hebrew. Among the ancients, Jerome, Augustine, and Priscian state the fact in the clearest terms. A good Hebrew scholar has no difficulty in understanding any legible Phoenician inscription as soon as he knows the letters. This alphabet is that which has commonly been called Phoenician because the Greeks ascribed to its invention to that people. It is, like the Hebrew, an alphabet of 22 letters. The Israelites had a long history of battles with the Philistines, as many biblical narratives show, and the Phoenicians were hostile to the Philistines as well. All right, so that's one piece of evidence, because it's important to prove that the Phoenicians were Israelites Not the original Phoenicians; those was Hamites. But then, just like with a lot of things, we integrated and we wound up taking over. So we wound up being the Phoenicians of history later on. All right. Another piece of evidence, page 55. All right. Let's see. All right, the word Phoenicia is therefore derived from an initial Greek description of the area known to us as the land of Canaan, with Asia Minor and Egypt marking the northern and southern limits of the area in reference. The term Phoenicia was applied to this area at a time when Israel was the dominant power in the region. Therefore, the original application of the term Phoenicia included Israel's territory as well. Let's see. Okay. All right, here we go. The Encyclopedia Americana notes the following about 10,000 BC. This is around the time of King David. By the way, this is me telling you. This is not what the book's saying, but if you're a scholar, this is around the time of King David. About 1000 BC, coastal Lebanon, otherwise known as Phoenicia, suddenly developed new types of pottery, bichrome and bichrome and trichrome, and red polished ware that had no prototypes in the late Bronze Age. Clearly, about the beginning of the first millennium, the culture of the area underwent a change and acceleration. Interesting, at the approximate time of King Solomon's reign, it was literally King David ruled another 30 years after this. But then it says about 10,000 BC, 1000 BC. Literally 1000 BC was King David's reign. King Solomon ruled from 970 BC to 930 BC. All right, so it says, interesting, at the approximate time of King Solomon's reign, the technical skills of the Phoenicians took a great leap forward. All right, let's see. That is the invention by the Phoenicians of the alphabet used by most languages of the Western world from then until now. All right, so reading on a little further, because it's going to make a very profound point. The most important fact ignored by any theory that would derive the Greek and Phoenician alphabets independently is that the names of the letters, as far as they have a known etymology or meaning, are Semitic. Hebrew, Aleph, Beth, Gimel, Daleth, etc. correspond unmistakably with Greek Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta. In the ancient Hebrew, it's Alap, Bayath, Gamal, and Dalath. All right, but basically what they're saying is the Greek alphabet comes from the Hebrew alphabet, which also we have to bring that out. This language is the father of so-called Proto-Indo-European, which I'm going to go into that a little later. The Greek alphabet is derived from the alphabet of the Hebrew Phoenicians, a Semitic language that it originated nearly 3,000 years ago, dates the origin of the alphabet to around 1000 BC, the time of King Solomon's reign. It is most significant that in their earlier forms, the Phoenician, Hebrew, Moabite, and North Armenian, aka Syrian alphabets, are practically identical. After the Israelites divided and dissipated their strength in civil wars and national sins, other nations such as the Greeks were no longer under Israelite dominance and adapted the original Semitic alphabet into their own national styles. So hence then it became the Greek alphabet, and the letters and characters became a little different. Like the A, they turned sideways, and made an A. But anyway, it appears in perfect form in inscriptions from Phoenicia of the end of the second or beginning of the first millennium BC, and therefore the alphabet is usually regarded as a Phoenician intervention. Again,